The shit that's happened in this country over the past 18 months. I mean, you know, back in 2018, 2019, there's still Trump in, all this, there was no like, people weren't burning and looting their own fucking cities yet, at least on that mass scale we saw last year. COVID hadn't hit, all this fucking crap. And it's like the past 18 months, we've seen this massive acceleration. Do you read about Agenda 2030, Agenda 2021, all that bullshit?
Yeah, it was 21.
Yeah.
But apparently Trump slowed them down a little bit.
Yeah, fucked it up.
And now they have to push out till 30, and they are running full speed ahead.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, yeah. It feels like there's a worldwide attempt at dictatorship and totalitarianism. I did a podcast the other day with this philosopher, an author named David Harriman, and he said that, he coined it well, I think you'd like it too. He said that America has been moving towards totalitarianism at light speed since COVID hit. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, this shit, it's always been getting worse for years and decades, right? I was a Ron Paul guy back in the day, so a lot of this was not too surprising to me. Trump was a really good positive, but yeah, this slide towards tyranny and totalitarianism is huge. I mean, this has gotten out of control so fucking hard, so fucking fast. It's bewildering. And I think it's part of the design probably to confuse everybody and shit. But yeah, it's fucking sick, man.
Yeah. There's a really good book called Live Not My Lies. I can't remember the author's name, but he documents how totalitarianism took fold in Eastern Europe, Bolshevik revolutions and things of that nature, by the barrel of a gun. They needed to use force. People weren't just going to go along with it. So there were those that were convinced that this was the way to live, and then they forced it upon everybody with the guns. This author asserts that what we're experiencing now is a full acceptance of totalitarianism under the guise of comfort and pleasure. So for example, he was talking about how they needed to tap the homes of people back in the day, right? If they want to know who our enemy is, what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they're planning, well, we got to tap their home, we tap their phones. Today, out of convenience, we literally walk around with our tracking devices that are listening to us, that are following us, they're watching what we're purchasing, what we're listening to, what we're reading.
Apple now is going to scan all of your photos in your whole phone. Every single photo they're going to scan for faces and all this bullshit.
And it's convenient to have Apple.
So
how many of us, including myself, I have to check myself sometimes, are willing to say, no, I'm good. I'm gonna not have the comfort and the ease and the convenience of having these tracking devices.
It reminds me of feminism. I was on a podcast a little while ago with Lori Alexander, the Transform Wife. Amazing lady. I love her.
I watched that.
Thanks. And I said to her that feminism has enslaved women to their own worst impulses. And it reminds me of what you're saying now with like this comfort and pleasure and like decadence, that we have all these convenient technology things, but then it fucking ruins your life long term. Or will destroy your country, you know? That's what I'm worried about now is like people, these sheep, like they don't get how serious totalitarianism and genocide are. And because we haven't had that in America, you know, in a long, long time, any kind of major civil war or anything, people are like, oh, it's nothing that will happen here. It's like, motherfucker, like our grandparents went through this stuff. Hitler was part of what your parents, you know, Hitler and Stalin, your grandparents, that was their experience of their childhood and their teenage years. My grandfather was in World War II. And it's like, that shit's real, man. People think it's only like in movies and like history books. It's like, you think there's not fucking sick fucks like that walking around the planet right now? Like the Emperor of China, you know? They call him the President of China. It's like, no, you're the Emperor. You're the President for life. You're a fucking Emperor, you know? And he's technically, too, he's the chairman of the Communist Party, like Mao was. The guy who murdered 54 million people or something. What do you think about China? You were talking to me about the China hats and stuff before you came in.
You know, before I get into like the politics of China and where we find ourselves here today, there's something beautiful about China and the Chinese people.